Hello there, and welcome to Heart, our new Monday midday chat, right? Well, we just get to share what we would if we were sitting on the sofa next to each other. So I invite you to come on in, grab a cup of tea, and just get cozy, get comfy. This is where we share the real talk, the real stuff that goes on behind our breast cancer journey, right? This is not where we pretend. This is not where we need to wear the mask, the fake smile. This is where we get to be real. And so, welcome and come on in. If you're on live, say hi. I'd love to know who's on and who I'm talking to. It's always helpful. And today, I'm going to be sharing. Tomorrow is actually my 4-year Cancerversary. Now, so often I hear from people, I hear this word Cancerversary, but like, what is it? Is it the day I was diagnosed? Is it the day that they removed the tumor? Is it the day that you heard that you were NED, no evidence of disease? You know what? There's no formal thing, no formal thing at all. It's whatever you choose it to be. So for me, my Cancerversary is the date of my initial diagnosis. So for me, that's July 19th, 2018, a day that is branded, right? Is yours too? I feel like it's just branded in my brain. A day I'll never forget. And I remember so clearly the radiologist had said to me, I'll call you Friday. Make sure you're by your phone. And all day I'm by my phone. Every ping I get, every phone call I get, I'm like jumping. Oh my gosh, is this the call? Is this the call? And it was after 5 o'clock. And I actually thought that she wasn't going to call. And the phone rings. My husband's with me, thankfully. Oh, for those of you who don't have somebody by your side when you get that call, I'm really sorry, because I needed him there, and he was my rock, and he's been my rock, thankfully, all the way through. And the radiologist said to me, Karin, are you driving? And as soon as she said that, I knew, because she wasn't going to say that if it was good news, right? So that's what she said. And it was just hearing those words. And I don't need to tell you if you've been through it, right? It's a dagger. It's in that moment. I remember holding my breath and my husband saying to me, breathe, breathe. And the tears are coming and the fear is coming. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to die? Because at that moment, we don't know what stage we are. We don't know anything. We don't know what type of breast cancer. We don't know what stage. We don't know anything. And I remember thinking that. I never said it out loud, but I remember thinking it. And in that very moment, I made the decision, no, Karin, you're going to fight. No matter what, you are going to fight. And I did, just like you. We made that decision to fight. We made that decision to be here, right? And if you're on, please pop in and say hi. Somebody here is sharing. I don't know your name. You can allow StreamYard access to your name if you'd like to pop in and join us. It says, hello, you look beautiful. Well, thank you, because they have no makeup or anything. It's one of those days today. They're happy to be here and they're saying, I'm so strong. Thank you. I appreciate that. We all find it in us when we need to, right? I'm nothing special. We all find it in us when we need to. So tomorrow, 4 years since I was diagnosed, right? Somebody else is popping on and say hi. You'll see by the way, in the link, in the words above this video, there's a link at the bottom that says allow StreamYard use access to your name. And you can click on that. All that they can access is your name and your profile picture from Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching this. And does not access any of your information, but it allows me to know who I'm chatting to, which I love, especially if we have an ongoing conversation. So let's see, tomorrow, 4-year Cancerversary. So what do we do, right? What do we do? And I would love to know what you do for your Cancerversary. I'm going to share with you what I do and how I handle it. Because I think, and what I've learned is, number one, I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow until I get to tomorrow. It's often very mixed feelings for me. Yes, this part of it is a celebration because I'm here, right? And I'm getting to serve and give back to my amazing breast cancer community. Love that. Lights me up. Truly my passion. But I might also, some fear might come up. Some uncertainty might come up. There's lots of things that can come up. And so, number one, what I do on these days is I try to not kind of book anything. Try to give myself the grace and space to have a day to feel however I feel. How often do you do that? Right? Just for you. Just to feel however you want to feel. Because sometimes we don't even know how we're feeling. We're just off. We're not sure. Something doesn't feel right. You might be bugged by the fact that other people in your life don't even recognize what day it is. Right? That happens all the time. It's branded in your brain. It may not be branded in theirs. They're just grateful and thankful that you're here. That's okay. That's okay. And if it's a day that is crucially important to you, and I'm going to give you some suggestions of ways that you may want to recognize and honor the day too. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing some ideas for you if you're not sure. And I'd love to know, what do you do for your Cancerversary, right? So what we want to make sure that we're not doing is that we're not staying busy and just distracting ourselves, because we don't want to sit with the feelings. It's really important to feel the feelings. They might be ugly. There might be some crying. But there might also be some joy and some laughter. But if we don't sit and allow ourselves to feel, those feelings are staying inside our body. Those feelings are staying in our tissues. And for those of you who attended the Reclaim Your Breast Life After Breast Cancer Summit, I'll get it out in a minute. That was a big topic, right? Holding on to feelings, dealing with the emotions, dealing with the mental health struggles that go along so often with this disease. So we talked a lot about it in there. And so we want to make sure that we are giving ourselves the grace and space to feel our feelings. And know that no matter what you feel, it's okay. You're allowed to feel whatever you want. And don't let anybody else tell you otherwise either. Your feelings are valid no matter what you're feeling. So that's number one. We want to acknowledge how we feel, giving ourselves the grace and space to feel whatever that is. Number two, and again, this might be something that's new, maybe a little bit uncomfortable for you until you get used to it, but to ask yourself, what do I need today? What do I need? Do you need a hug? Do you need to laugh? Do you need time alone? Do you need to be around people, loved ones? Do you need a bath? Do you need quiet time? Do you need meditation? What do you need to nurture and love yourself on your Cancerversary, whatever day you're choosing? What do you need? And again, if you have not asked yourself that question, it's time. It's time. Because that's how we learn to love ourselves. Without loving ourselves, we don't feel confident. We don't feel comfortable in our body. We don't feel comfortable in our relationships because it means that we are probably not showing up as our true self yet. Cancer is a brilliant opportunity to discover her, your true self, your true soul sitting inside of you. And then how do we recognize what that is, right? Some suggestions for you of ideas of things that you may want to consider for your Cancerversary. And I've got a list here, so excuse me as I read. Can't remember everything, right? So here's a few ways. And some people might look at a Cancerversary as a celebration. Some would say honor it, which I like to think of because that allows me to take my feelings, whatever direction they happen to come in that day, right? So you may want to spend time with your loved ones, either virtually or in person, right? Think of why you fought this disease. I find that most of us, after we're diagnosed, after we decide that we are going to fight, we figure out why. What's your why? Because that why is still going to drive you to keep going. That why is going to drive you to get the best recovery and outcome that you can. That why is going to help you get your life back. And so, if your why is perhaps your kids or your grandkids, then spending time with them on a Cancerversary would feel amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe, and I'm saying maybe, I know for me, this will be part of my practice tomorrow. 100%, no doubt, is self-care. Why? Because self-care is just my non-negotiable every single day. And I may like ramp it up a couple of, steps tomorrow, depending on what I need. What I can foresee me doing is an Epsom salt bath for sure with a nice cup of tea. We are fortunate. We live in Florida and we live on a canal and there's a dock. So I'll go down and sit on the dock also with a cup of tea. There's a lot of tea in my life, right? Also with a cup of tea to just sit and breathe. But by the water is like, that's my healing. That's my centering. That's my grounding. Allowing myself the space for the thoughts to come up, right? There's a lot of space in my day tomorrow, because I want to just let whatever I feel come up. Honor it. It's valid to process it and release it and let it go so that I don't have to keep carrying it. Sometimes doing something, paying it forward, doing something in a breast cancer community of some kind, getting involved, volunteering. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it doesn't. Again, think about what you need. What do you want? How do you want to feel? There's no one size fits all. There isn't, there never will be, and it isn't meant to be. That would mean that we're all the same, and that would be boring, right? Sometimes people theme it. I've seen people make their Cancerversaries just a day where everybody wears pink. Now, personally, although I have pink earrings today, I'm not much of a pink girl. I tend to wear blue more often than anything else. Blue is my color. But maybe, maybe it's a hat day. Maybe it's, just whatever it is. But I've seen people who just wear pink t-shirts, or sometimes they've got cool sayings and things like that. But maybe a theme. It depends, right? Some people go back and visit their medical staff. Have you ever done that? My husband and I have done that and gone back and shown them how far we've come, shared our gratitude for things that they've done. I remember when my husband was in a motorcycle accident in Orlando 5 years ago. And we didn't know he was in the hospital for a couple of weeks. We didn't know if he was going to keep his right arm, but we went back and we visited with them, with the people who were in ICU with him, with his surgeons who worked on saving his arm and his hand. And it just makes their day. So something like that can be really, really good and cathartic, right? Maybe journaling, maybe sharing the news on social media. Some people are private, more private, some are not. But most importantly, I would take some time to reflect and think about how far you've come. Whether you're 1 year out, 2 years out, doesn't matter. Think about how far you have come, because I guarantee you that no matter where you are today, you've come a long way, even if you've had a whole bunch of complications or feel like you're in the same spot. Maybe you feel like you're going backwards, right? Some people do. But you've come a long way and you've been through a lot and you're still going. And so you honor that, and however you feel about that, and know that you're still here and you're still going. Those are things to celebrate. Always, every day, every day. And so let me just recap for you kind of a little bit of what I'm going to do tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know, because I don't know what's going to come up, but I'm giving myself the grace and space for whatever it is. And I know not everybody can clear a day. I'm very fortunate. I have my own business and I make my schedule for the most part. And it's not saying I'm not doing things tomorrow. I will, but there's a lot of space in my day for me to just set aside and do whatever I choose. And if that sounds selfish to you, then I'm sorry. But this is my key to keeping my energy up, staying healthy, taking care of everybody in my life that I need to, plus being here to serve you. The only way that I can do that is by taking care of me first. It's the same for you. You'll have more energy to show up in your life when you do that too. So, number one, you want to acknowledge how you feel. All right? You want to acknowledge how you feel. Number two, ask yourself, what do I need today? It's going to change. It's going to vary. And the more you can ask yourself that question, the better off you're going to be. And number three, ask yourself how you want to recognize the day. Okay, I gave you those suggestions in there. Just some ideas. But let me know, what do you do for your Cancerversary? Because I'd love to take on your ideas. Maybe it would be something that would work for me. But most importantly, I'm the host of the Healthy Living After Breast Cancer Facebook community, and we share. We share what works. We share what doesn't work, in the hope that it's going to help and inspire others. That's the kind of community that we have. It's super special, full of amazing people going through breast cancer who just want to lift each other up and be there for each other and support each other. So if you're looking for that kind of community, please hop on over. The link's in the comments above, in the description, I should say. Hop on over to the Healthy Living After Breast Cancer Facebook community. And again, my name's Karin Del Maestro. I'm the host of the Heart to Heart After Breast Cancer Monday chat, right? Well, we get to just sit and have a heart to heart and share what works in our breast cancer journey, share what we're seeing and sharing. And please, with that in mind, share what you do for your Cancerversary or what you think you're going to try, or maybe you haven't tried yet and you want to try it. Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Okay? That's it for now, guys. I'll see you next Monday. I'll let you know what I did tomorrow. We'll see what comes up, right? But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching if you're on live. Always a pleasure to be here with you, no matter what we're talking about. And if you, by talking about that, if you have suggestions for topics that you would like me to cover on these Heart to Heart Mondays, please feel free to let me know. Just pop on into the Healthy Living After Breast Cancer Facebook community. Drop me a message. Let me know, because I'm here to help you through this road to recovery. Okay? That's it for now, guys. I'll see you next Monday.